Hello! Welcome to episode 41 of We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Stevie Wildcard.
And every week, Steve Wildcard and I get together to do our best to just chug a bunch of spinach and Popeye punch our problems in the eye.
Just so you guys, just so everyone knows, like I look forward to Anthony's version of his physical assault on our issues every week, just as much as you guys do. Like it's a genuine reaction. He doesn't tell me what he's doing.
So can I tell you, first of all, Popeye is not a relevant reference anymore. No one knows what Popeye is.
But it's so weird that you mentioned him because I literally just saw like Popeye on some other shit, and it was like this video of Popeye just like making anchors with his hands.
Really?
And I was like, man, like the whole
like Carnage. You just fall like full on Venom.
He was like mashing iron to make an anchor, and people were like, "Man, okay. Yeah." And he's like, and he was crocheting like chain. He was making chain out of like iron, and someone's like, for sure. "Yeah, for sure." But someone's like, "Man, he would whoop Omni-Man's butt," is what they were saying.
100%, dude. That's the Bader-Meinhof phenomenon. It's when you hear of something that you haven't heard of in a long time, and then the likelihood of you hearing it again is like somehow like exponentially multiple. So I mean, it's probably like a selective attention thing. Like once you hear it again. But it was very weird. Like, what are the odds that you just saw that and then now?
Literally like an hour ago, not even.
That's crazy. I have seen nothing of Popeye. I literally sat here right before I like talked to you, and I went, "What am I gonna do?" And then I went Popeye, and I was like, "Wow, Popeye, the Sailor Man. He's like, like what is that character anyway? Like, why do we all know this character?" So that was really just a long commercial for spinach, right? Like that's like there was a lot.
Big Spinach really had it out for them kids.
Yeah,
like
sure.
Kids hate our product. What can we do to make it good? Well, let's get the worst version of our product, the canned form, and we're gonna just make this guy like squeeze that can. And it's gonna shoot up in like a porridge fashion.
Is he attractive? Is he an attractive man?
Absolutely not. He's got something wrong with his eye, possibly stroke damage. How do
we justify that? He is when he is, and we're gonna sell that forever. Wait. So does he get like some kind of like he gets like the attractive like mate? Like he has a partner who's like super attractive. Everybody wants something to do with her. No. We're gonna go the other way with this. Olive oil. Hear me out. We're gonna sell olive oil. Okay? We have olive oil. We have spinach. These two things aren't selling. They don't sell together. Maybe if we put them together, people will buy more olive oil and spinach. So every week we get together, we do our best to talk about Popeye, apparently. No, but we try to make something creative. Mostly Steve and I have been trying to make comic books for a long time. Most recently, it's been a semi-autobiographical time travel graphic novel musical. And it's going well. We are very close to being finished.
It is going well.
In fact, this week Steven set us up. He put up all the pieces. He was just like he lined up those dominoes. He was like, "I am going to finish this comic book this week."
Man, you are like ready. You're spiking up your own failure announcement. It's crazy. I've never seen somebody play every role on a team before, but you're doing it, good sir. Like there's just it's just me with a bunch of other people and like a bunch of Anthony's just like propping each other up to. I failed. Okay, everybody, I failed.
Failure, Steven. Failure. Okay, like to make you feel better, I didn't fail. I did all my stuff this week.
Well, how many?
No, I'm kidding. Actually, I didn't do so well this week either. I had a week. That wasn't too bad. It was just, just like stuff happened, just like everything.
Yeah, just like we got filled out. We had Cambria and Chase's cousin Oliver over to spend the night on Friday. And that was a blast. But all the kids running around the house, using the computers. They gotta play games, things like that. But I did get another page done basically. And I have the page after that getting formatted because it's going to utilize the top and bottom panel of page 2. So really, I'm pretty much there. I still have to format the ones I've drawn too, but I should have it all wrapped up before we even.
So what I did do with my time was I added 6 pages to the book, Stephen. So you gotta draw these 6 pages. No,
this is the book that never ends.
Yeah. So every week, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna keep giving Stephen more and more work. No, actually, but I did post an update for the Kickstarter backers and everyone, so they all see what we've been up to. We are very close to being finished. I think I'm on page 25 or so with the lettering. So, and that's dialogue. I've already finished all the narration. So we are very close. Like I am very close to being finished with this book as far as the words are concerned. Like lettering is very close to being done. The art is on the cusp of being done.
And if we're honest, we're a tenth of the way flatted or a third of the way flatted. I mean, because I flatted like 10 pages. Yeah.
We're a third of the way flatted, and the book is looking beautiful. So I'm ready. Like, I'm so ready. I'm ready to work on Deathless. I've been thinking about Deathless a lot, actually. Like, I've been like dying to work on it. I talked to you a little bit about like some of the concepts for characters that I've been working through. So for those of you who don't know, our next book is going to be called Deathless. It's kind of a complicated story. You can see it in one of our previous episodes. I'll post a link below. You can see the full pitch, but it's basically like the very quick pitch would be there is a great power that like an evil power that accidentally gets summoned by these people who are just kind of like not expecting. They perform this ritual, not really expecting it to work. Just these silly people like playing with witchcraft, and then summon this great evil. But what they don't know is that there's a force that was tethered to their spell that enables like a guardian to try to stop that force from actually like awakening and becoming its full self. But the guardian accidentally takes the host of a man. So the guardian gets stuck in the body of this man, and he basically has to use this person who has no skills whatsoever to save the world. So it's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot more to it. You can watch the whole pitch on a previous episode. But so there are going to be several monsters in the book, and it's just the guardian creature has existed throughout millennia. Every time someone has tried to summon this evil spirit, it appears in order to stop it. Just it is the golem that is tethered to this thing infinitely. It never dies. It will always be there to protect us from from this power. So, dude, I've been thinking about so many of the various versions of the golem like throughout time and like how cool it can be. But I also want to do one where someone tries to destroy all of the statues, right? But there are always people who are trying to get, these statues to exist. So I want to do one story, at least in one issue, where it's just a small statue, where it's just he is this big. So it's just like Deathless, like the golem, the guardian comes to, and he looks amazing. It's just like one of the coolest looking golem like statues that we have, but he's this big, and it's just someone crafted this thing like as a representation of like this is a religion that used to exist and blah blah blah. Like they didn't actually know what they were doing. They just tried their best to create a representation. That's the thing he accidentally got stuck in, and I want to do it in like the 80s, where like so one of the issues I want to do a flashback of him this big in the 80s taking on demons. So that's gonna happen, and I'm excited for it. But
that's really awesome.
Yeah. So, but otherwise, we've been talking about so like some of the demon, like some of the characteristics might be based on like 4 of the 7 deadly sins, and they're gonna be crystals involved, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So I've just been like spinning with all of that, and just basically trying to distract myself from the fact that I hate my job right now.
Oh man.
Yeah, I just hate my job right now. I just can't. Like, I work retail, and I just hate it right now. Like, like, I mean, I know it comes in cycles. Like I'll go from like I don't really care. What I do is easy, and I help people. I have the opportunity to help people like with their crafting and creativity, and all this stuff. And I do actually like I feel like I legitimately help people through some things that they couldn't figure out themselves, and that makes me feel like I'm like, oh, that's fulfilling and nice. I have not felt that in a while at my work. Like at my work, it's.
Can I just be real? Like it's same because like I work construction, and like I specifically like warranty in the business that we do, and like, man, and I'm not one to generalize. And anyone that starts a sentence like that means they're about to totally generalize.
If I was going to generalize, it would sound a little something like this.
But as a born and raised Floridian,
yeah.
It's a common like saying or like thing that we discuss down here, how like the Northerners really are just like this rude batch that comes down and just like throws our life into upheaval. We need them because we need their precious tourist dollars. But I've noticed that a lot of the people that are moving down here now like are just, I don't know, man, their expectations are insanely high. I don't know if it's coming off the pandemic, they expect more for people or what it is, but like they're just rude. Like and like I'm saying, like it just, I can only imagine how that translates.
Oh yeah.
Because like to retail, it's even worse because like, you suddenly become the scapegoat for the entire corporation's issues, and you're just You ever see that guy on TikTok? You need to follow him.
Oh
He's
yeah,
hilarious.
I saw that guy. Yeah. That guy's great. I mean, of course, like he's the voice of a generation. No, like it's. I mean, those are all the things that I experience all the time. Just like those really entitled and ridiculous customers, and then on top of that, it's like I have. Anyone who works retail probably knows like the middle manager that you have, like the manager who's just kind of never going to try to have a better position. They're never going to move. They're just in that, they're like the rock in that position. They're not the best person for that job. They're not the best at that job, but for some reason they're there because of the like security and convenience of their identity. Like their whole existence is just like they are a dam. Nothing can flow through them. They're just, but it just sucks because every once in a while you find this like middle manager who just kind of like is a troll in that position, and it's just
the worst.
Someone who makes their job worse. Like I don't care. There are so many things that I just don't care about with retail, like especially like working for big corporations and stuff. I'm just like I do my job. I help people. That's like the best. Like that's my part of the job that I actually care about. Most of it I just don't care about. Like I don't care. Mostly because I'm getting older and more cynical, and I'm just like, I've heard the last 14 iterations you had of this random acronym that someone came up with, and now I have to memorize it. I don't want to memorize any more acronyms. I don't care. Like
I'm done with the acronym game. Okay,
I'm out. I'm out of the acronym game. But it's just like, and then what happens is you have those middle managers who are like, it's most of their identity and job to care about that nonsense, and it's like, you don't care. I know you don't care. Just like, you don't have to pretend to care. If there aren't cameras around and your boss isn't here, you don't have to pretend to care about those acronyms with me because you know I don't care. Like, everybody knows I don't care. No. Okay, here's the thing. They pay actors millions of dollars. Actors get paid so much money. You can't just give me a script and be like, read this and be good at it. And I'm like, no. What are you talking about?
You should just start reading the script as like your various like voice actings that you
I should.
Do. Like you should just be Wahlberg about it. You should I just
want to do like the worst. I want to do the worst line readings of all time for their lines. But like, you need to say this stuff. I will. I'll do my best. I'm not a good actor though. You have to understand this. Sign up for email. Okay, we need
sign up.
Like what do they expect from us? They expect me to like manipulate people into getting their personal information and be like okay with that, and then also say it in the way. It's just crazy. It's all crazy. So I haven't been loving my job lately. So like what I've been doing at work is I try to get my work done. Basically, like everything that I actually have to get done, like the part that is my job and not just busy work. Because everyone has like that stuff. Like you do all your work and you're like, I'm still here for another 2.5 hours, but I finished all my stuff. Because they don't expect a human to be able to move their body, So like I do all my stuff and I'm there for another 2 hours and I'm like, okay, do I just keep pulling stuff forward? It looks like the store looks good. We're fine. Everything looks good.
It's leveled, okay?
It's leveled.
The store has been leveled.
So then I just like I look at my phone. I go on Twitter. Spoiler alert, don't tell anyone. I pretend I'm Keanu Reeves. I pretend I'm Charlize Theron. I pretend I'm Agent Smith. I do this stuff for fun at work because it like makes me feel a little better. Steven, I've been pretending I'm Keanu Reeves, Steven. And it's fun. It's been fun. But there has been weird drama with it. First of all, everyone who watches this podcast or has watched it previously, if you've gotten through the episodes, you already know this. This isn't a spoiler that I've been this Keanu Reeves, like that I've had this account. There was a person who was on Twitter writing friend fiction about some of us. And we've all been like, okay, fine. Like, I don't get like, okay, like do your thing. Like whatever, if you want to write stuff, as long as it's not like negative, if you're not like making something gross or being creepy about it, I don't care. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Have fun. Like write about whatever you want. But they started like tagging us in like every post, and it just got a little upsetting and like just a little abrasive. And I was like, hands up, don't care, do your thing. Like I'm not gonna, whatever you think works, I'm gonna just kind of roll the punches until you like actually do something to upset me. And then they called me out as Keanu Reeves 2 times publicly. Now here's the thing: the first time it happened, I was like, okay, maybe they didn't see the announcement, like don't do this thing, So I was like, no, I'm not Keanu Reeves. I playfully lied. I was like, no, like, like that's not me. Why would that be me? I denied it is the thing. You'd imagine like the initial denial would be enough to make them be like, oh, he doesn't want people to know. It's clearly like and you know, it's an anonymous thing. He did it again. He did it again. You know, it was like, oh, so you're saying you're not this character, you're not this person. Blah, blah. I'm like,
what the heck is wrong with you, bruh?
yeah. So I messaged them. So I DM'd them and I was like, hey, why do you hate me? You know, like me, like just like, hey, like, come on, man. Like, why are you hating me? Stop it. Like, what are you doing? And they were just like real serious right away. Like, it wasn't my intention to hate you. I didn't know it was a secret. And I was just like, okay, I don't like that. I was like, first of all, like it's clearly an anonymous account that doesn't have my name on it. The like everyone understands the understanding of an anonymous like a parody account is that you don't just give away the name. Everyone knows that. And if you don't know that, you should know that. It's pretty obvious. Like it seems pretty obvious enough. However, I say to them, hey, if you didn't know, whatever, it's just a joke account. I know it's gonna get out anyway. It's not a big deal, but like, come on, man, you know?
Yeah, like why are you killing the fun before the fun could be had?
And that's what I said. And he's like, you know, so they were like, I didn't mean to, you know, kill your fun. So I was like, okay. And he's like, if you want to block me and unfollow me, I get it. Yeah, so I said, I'm not gonna block you over this, man. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, it's not a big deal. What it's upsetting that you didn't consider it, is all. So that's fine. It's fine. No big deal. It's fine. I don't. Then they unfollowed me. And then they started posting. I didn't know they unfollowed me until I saw the posts about something happened, so I'm not going to be moving forward with this like friend fiction story anymore. And I was like, whoa! I was like, whoa!
Sorry
whoa,
to laugh
whoa.
at that guy's pain, but
yeah, I was like, okay, but here's the thing. I was there for the conversation. It was completely reasonable. It was completely civil. I could literally post it right here. It's the easiest, like most reasonable. Hey man, why are you hating that? Like, why are you hating me and doing this thing? And he's like, I didn't mean to. And I'm like, all right, if it was an accident, I understand. You're gonna unfollow me? No. That was it. Like, not a big deal. And he posts all this stuff. So after that, he tags someone who like I'm really good friends with, and he's like, hey, just so you know, I'm not going forward with this. If you want to know the story, DM me. And I saw that, and that's when I noticed that he unfollowed me. So I commented back, and I was like, hey, just so you know, it was a very like I forget what I said something like it was a really simple situation, not a big deal, and I don't understand what all this is about. And like, so then he blocked me and blocked that person. So Keanu drama.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, weird.
Do you think people just do that to kind of generate their own buzz?
I don't know. Like there are a couple every once in a while someone will like comment on some of my stuff. And I really have to do that like weird mental gymnastics, like trying to figure out whether or not like what their intention really is. You know, like it's crazy because I know some people are definitely out there just to like poke at people and like just like trolling. Like like some people are well intended but like misinformed, you know, like some people it's crazy trying to figure that out. And some people, Steven, all right, I'll tell you how far this went, Steven. So I have a Keanu account I just talked about. I don't care. I plan on like eventually just abandoning it probably. Like I'm not going to do it forever. It's just for fun. Every once like I'll post like 2 things a day maybe, you know, just like random stuff. So I follow random people. I follow people who follow me back, you know, like who follow me. I follow everyone back and all that. And I try to like, you know, just play it at like a normal account. So this person commented on the Keanu account, dude. And they say, hey, if you can get Charlize Theron to follow me, I'll follow you. Okay.
Oh, man, we're getting in deep.
Okay. So I create a Charlize Theron account.
Of course. I mean,
naturally, who wouldn't create a Charlize Theron account as soon as someone says that? So I go to Google. I create a new Google email. I create a new password. I go to Twitter. I create a new Twitter account, new Twitter password and everything. I put a picture up there. I post a couple of Charlize Theron things just to like make it look like it's actually been existing for at least a couple of like minutes. So I follow her, and I follow like one other person. Like I mostly follow her, and so I follow her, and I don't say anything, right?
It's a joke within a joke.
It's a joke within a joke, and yeah. So, and I don't say anything to her. I don't like as Keanu. I'm not like, hey, dude, like I got her to follow, you know. So then she's like, hey, I noticed that Charlize hasn't followed me. I was like, she did.
She did follow you.
She did follow you. I know she followed you because I am her and she is me, and we both followed you. So it was just so she's like, so then she comments and she's like, oh, I want to believe in you, but you need to get the real Charlize to follow me. Like, you know this is a joke. You know I'm not the real Keanu. Why is this not enough? Why is this hilarious? Like, the fact that for no reason, I have nothing to prove to you. I have no reason to get you to follow me. I don't know why it matters, but you still don't follow this Keanu Reeves account after I did all this stuff just to get you to like me. And that's fine. That's fine. I'm not going to yell at you.
What are the expectations?
That's my question. That's my question. Okay, it's fine. If she doesn't want to follow the fake Keanu account, that's fine. I just think it's hilarious that, like, she actually keeps responding. Like, not just responding. She's going out of her way to comment on my posts. She doesn't even follow Keanu. Why is she commenting? Why is this happening? I mean, she follows my normal account. Maybe she watches it. She probably doesn't watch this podcast, but if you watch this podcast, just follow Keanu. Or don't. I mean, I
follow him.
But, like, I went through all that stuff.
Follow me, senpai. Follow me,
senpai. Follow me, Anna. Dude, so it just made me laugh. I was like, I'm cracking up at this because I'm just like, I can't believe you're not following this account. I can't believe, like, after all of that, and you still comment on this account like every couple of days she comments. I'm like, just what's hurting you?
Throw the boy a follow.
It's fine. It's fine. I don't want to.
You know why she's not following? Because I never made my Alex Winter account, and I need to.
That would have been gold. That would have been gold. Dude. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been up to that much lately. Like last night, I rewatched the movie The Room. Have you ever seen The Room?
No, I've seen enough of the clips.
You know enough about it.
I know enough. The Oh Hi Mark.
Oh Hi Mark.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa. Yes. You know, all the gold.
All the greatest hits. You know.
Yeah.
Dude. So I've seen this movie a few times. Like, it's the kind of movie where you don't pay. I'll use my I statements. I don't pay close attention to this movie when I watch it because it is bad. It is not a good movie. It's the kind of movie where you're like, I'm gonna wait for those golden moments as I look at my phone and also look back up occasionally. I'm not gonna pay very close attention to this movie. What makes it so beautiful, Steven, is he thought it was good. He thought it was good. And like I've been watching bad movies lately. I watched a movie called No Malone with Vern Troyer that no one thought it was good. Like, no one thought it was good. No one who was making that movie, including Vern Troyer, including the person who wrote it, including the director, no one was like, we got one. Like, we got it. Print it. We're going to make the best movie. This is the next Leprechaun. This is going to be a franchise that will be remembered. Our gnome will be in space by fourth movie. We got this. No, they knew it was bad. They were like, we're going to make one of these. No one's going to ever see it except for Anthony and whoever he fools into watching it. Sorry.
You were fooled into watching it by Perry, to be fair.
I was. Perry fooled me into watching it. Perold. No, but it was just like me and I think Damon. I don't know if I don't think anyone else watched that one because it was so bad and everyone was like, I don't know about that one.
I'm good.
That was a movie that it knew it was terrible and it knew immediately it was bad. It's like nothing about it was good. The performances were all bad. The writing is all bad. The directing is bad. Like everything, they were just like, let's have a movie made so we can sell a movie because someone will buy it, you know? And it's just awful. The Room was definitely a movie that was made with heart where he was like, this is my life. I make this movie and it's so good. And like, he believed in it and you can tell, and it shows. It's the worst. It's the worst thing in the world though. It is so bad. I watched it last night with Damon, my friend on Twitter, and we basically determined that he is pretty much what aliens think a human is based on only knowing Christopher Walken. And like, I think he,
and no,
it's so good. Like it's their bad impression of him, and it doesn't work. It's so bad. So I don't know, dude. So I was watching that, and I was just like, what if someone thinks this of our book?
No.
Yeah, I was like,
why'd you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby?
I know. No, it was like it just occurred to me where I was like, we are making this thing that is so personal and like means a lot to us. But what if? What if it's just like the record player? And I was like, you're tearing me apart, Voldemort.
I did not pack the boxes. I didn't do it. I did not pack it. I did not.
Okay.
Oh, hi, record player.
Hi, record player. So what I'm saying is, you need to draw someone dressed as Tommy Wiseau in the background of our book.
Yeah, cover the damn bases.
Cover
we
the
know
bases.
it's a cult classic for the wrong reasons. We knew that for going in. Play It Again was never going to be a great book.
You never expected the majesty of any sort.
Deathless is really where it's at until Deathless doesn't feel like a great book, and then Deathless was just the thing going into the mass.
Oh yeah, no, it's a parody. It's a parody of you'll figure it out.
It's basically just us referencing Pseudo Samurai, but making it even goofier. Not really. It's even better, actually.
It is better. It's gonna be so good.
It's like the Pseudo Samurai idea, but like on like.
Oh yeah.
But on like the highest octane, whatever that means. I'm not a race guy. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
I think it's like 97 is like the highest from the gas station, and it's using 97 with some fuel injector cleaner.
Okay, so it's like Pseudo Samurai, except for like it's the Speed Racer version of it. So if you don't know what we're talking about, one of the very first comics we ever tried to work on together was called Pseudo Samurai, and it was about this very plain man who worked in an office who would escape his boring life and go out into the woods with like a clip-on bun and a fire axe, and he would pretend he was a samurai. And one day, while he was waxing philosophical and like chopping at a fly, he chopped a tree on accident, and a robot fell out of it, and the robot mistakes him for the greatest human earthling warrior, and sets off this whole string of events that would lead him to having to be the Earth's mightiest hero, basically, where he has to defend against all these oncoming, threats. So, and it was fun. I thought it was, it was really funny. This idea, the Deathless idea, I think is going to be better, but
much better. The Deathless idea is going to be able to deal with mental health issue, things like that. It's going to have a lot more to it, a lot more substance. So, sure. Deathless is just basically a better version of that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm ready. I don't do so thinking of like The Room and like being afraid of that and thinking of Deathless, and I was just like, I just want it to be like, and like the mental health stuff where I'm like, I don't want to be afraid to like tell the stories that I want to tell, it's just like, it is a weird thing to do right now, where it's just like, I feel like not that I don't have anything controversial to say, and everything I have to say is like informed by my own experiences and like my own life, and
you're not taking on someone else's identity to tell a story.
And but it's still like, I'm just like, I know that I'm going to be talking about some dark themes, and I don't want anyone to like hate me. I don't think they will. I think everyone.
I think if you've lived in those dark themes, though, you're absolutely entitled to visit those dark themes in your art. That's what art is. So
I think so too. I think that every once in a while, like, people forget intention and they start like mistaking their experience with like the whole of that experience. Like, you and I both suffer from like forms of anxiety, but I wouldn't assume that it always manifests in you the same way it manifests in me.
It's a general thing.
And I feel experience. And I feel like sometimes you get in conversations with people, and like they seem to have like they just seem to define a thing by their own experience so specifically that your experiences are invalidated to them, and they don't know how to like navigate those waters without feeling like their experience is invalidated. When like that's just not the case, like it's okay that it's a spectrum of experience, and we all like we all go through these different various emotions. And
you're talking about the people that are like, oh, I have anxiety, and that's not anxiety. That level of energy when they're attacking, instead of like living and just accepting that like literally everything is on a spectrum. And the idea of like a black and white issue, especially regarding mental health, it's not an accurate portrayal like of it. So
of course, so
most people I feel like are better about that, but there are the rotten eggs,
Yep. And I think that's the thing. I think that's my fault, where it's like letting the negative experiences define the whole of the experience. So I'm just like, crap. It's like dating or anything else where I'm like, I'm gonna die alone. I'm gonna never like I'm just like slowly chiseling away any positivity. No, I'm just like,
we just have to remember that the vocal minority in almost anything is always the loudest somehow. And I don't know how that works, but it's just the case.
Yeah, it is really interesting. I don't understand how they do it. I don't
know how they do it either, man. I guess they just lies. That's how they do it.
keep lying real loud. No, it is funny though. We get political on this podcast.
It's so funny because it was like seriously like the tiniest scrape into the political spectrum.
I know. We refuse though. We're like, no. We have issues. and we
And
won't
they're not those.
not those. I mean, we have those. We don't talk about those because we haven't escaped those in years, and we need it, and we all need it. Let's all be ostriches together. Just focus on the colony. Let's do this.
Look ahead. Look ahead.
Looking ahead.
Look ahead. And then if you're looking ahead and there's something coming that might just head in the sand. Head in the sand until that thing passes, and then look ahead again. That's our mantra. That's how we live our lives in this podcast.
No, I love it though. I like having the escape. I think it's so important though. Like I think everyone understands what we're doing. Like no one should be coming to this podcast looking for answers to solve, or ways to solve the world's problems right now. We're just trying to make comic books and be best friends and get along with our lives as best we can.
Eventually, like episode 300 or whatever, we should like actually invite like people from like that have extreme opinions and and just do our best to like head in the sand the whole interview, dodge questions.
The fact that the fact that you don't think we're both going to be dressed as Spartans and covered in oil for our 300th episode.
True.
Beyond me.
Man, I need to get into shape because I got the frame, but right now I do not have the frame. That is going to be.
Actually,
yeah.
Dude, I mean. I know, like, obviously I'm skinny, but, like, me too, dude. Like, I've been letting myself go in the way that I can let myself.
Dude, let's go become beefcakes. Let's go get ripped.
Okay, hang on. What if, and hear me out, like, what if we start slow, and we're like, we both have goals, and we're like, listen, like, you do your goals, I'll do mine, because clearly we can't just do the same stuff.
We have to, like, trade goals is what we have to
Yeah, that's true. Like, I gotta beef up a little. I know this. I'm trying. I have to start trying again. I used to try. I gave up on trying when I was like, I'm not gonna date. If I'm not dating, do I care? And I do kind of care. Like, I look at myself and I'm like, I don't want to let myself go. I don't want to be one of those guys who's like, "Ooh, how did that happen?" Like I don't want to be like, "Ooh, I guess this is what 45 is."
This is what I look like now.
This is what I look like now. Yeah. What was little Nikki?
That's me now,
dude. It's weird, dude. Like I've been noticing. I don't know what to attribute this to yet, but I've been noticing that like I don't retain names in TV shows as much anymore. Which is weird. I think it's like a couple things. I think it's like one, I'm not sure what I should trust, so I don't fully engage with the TV shows anymore. Or I'm like, I like I'll be on Twitter and stuff, so I watch and like plot wise and characters, like I understand everything that's happening. I have emotions about things that are happening, but for some reason, like I don't attach to character names. I don't anymore. Like I watched I've watched What We Do in the Shadows, and I'm on like my third watch now.
True that. I couldn't name. Let's see.
So there's like Nador, Laszlo.
Laszlo's the funny one. The bat.
Yep. Laszlo, Nador, Guillermo.
Guillermo's the familiar. Nate is it Nate? Who's the energy vampire?
No. Colin Robinson.
Colin Robinson.
That was the only one that was the first one I remembered. And then like now, the only reason I even know these names right now is because I actively I realized I wasn't remembering names, and I was like, why? I like this show. Why am I not like why don't I remember their names? Do they and they say them enough? I should remember them. So then I was just like paying attention. I'm like, okay, Laszlo, Nador, Colin Robinson, but I was just like, it's weird. It's weird that it's not like natural anymore because because when I watch like The Office, I'm like, oh, Jim, Pam, Michael, like Ryan,
Angelo,
I just I can name everyone in the office. Same thing with I can name the fake names in Parks and Rec, or it's like Janet Snakehole and Burt Macklin, Johnny Karate, so it's weird that now, and I don't know, I didn't know if it was like a post trauma thing because I have no after being with Voldemort. I've been I don't know if I should I don't know if my body is just don't remember stuff. It could all change. Everything could go.
Forget it all. Dude, that's probably why my memory is the way it is because my memory is very selective.
Yeah.
I can literally remember exactly what somebody tells me word for word, but then I'm paraphrasing shows and things like that because I can't remember the quote perfectly, or Tina will tell me something and I forgot it. And it's just this weird, the way my brain decides to store information is very strange.
It's very strange, dude. And because and I have long-term memories of things that I stored when in my youth accidentally just from watching movies. I know all of Good Will Hunting's brothers.
That's random.
Like Marky, Ricky, Danny, Terry, Mikey, Davey, Timmy, Tommy, Joey, Robbie, Johnny, and Brian. Like, what?
You have a lot of brothers, huh?
He had 12 brothers. Yeah.
Oh, that's that story. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had 12 brothers. And she's like, say it again. He's like, Marky, Ricky, Danny, Terry, Mikey, Davey, Timmy, Tommy, Joey, Robbie, Johnny, and Brian. It's like, yeah. So I know that because it's like fun to do. And I remembered it as a kid. Now I'm like, Colin Robinson.
Guillermo.
Guillermo. Yeah, dude. So like, I don't know. And part of me. So now what I'm trying to do is I'm like, I'm gonna make sure I'm not dying inside and make sure I'm like actively engaging with things now because I should be, like I think part of it is also I don't have a lot of time for myself. So like as soon as Atlas goes to bed, I'm like TV, comic book, and talking to people, and also Twitter and rent, like general, So I'm just like kind of multitasking.
That's something we're not considering is like the amount of distractions we have now versus even 10 years ago.
Yeah,
that's a kind of a good point in and of itself because I'll be honest, even like with The Office, I've like rewatched The Office just like everybody else in our generation over 30 times, and there are still moments I look up and catch like a little thing I didn't get the first like 30 times I watched it. And it's probably because I'm just on my phone. Office's background sound. You know? So like, that's probably part of it. The distractions.
Yeah, so I'm sure it's mostly distraction. Like because I've gone through the whole because I know like trauma and depression, like memory loss is like a thing. I'm like, I hope that's not what I'm doing. I hope like my brain isn't that cynical yet, or I'm like, I want to hold on to some stuff, even though everything's fleeting and I'm going to die alone. I still want to remember some names.
You're going to like be so happy, like within a year or two, it'll be fine.
I think the thing is like I am mostly fine, and like I'm actually like I really enjoy the stuff I do, dude. Like I love doing this podcast. I love editing. I love editing the podcast. I love working on the comic. I love like everything we do. I love hanging my relationship with my son is at an all-time best, and it's always been good. So like I've never like I had like a bad relationship.
Coming up Millhouse.
Like, everything coming up Millhouse. Like I am happy. I just like it, like the only thing in my life where I'm like, that's not gonna happen, is like relationship stuff. But I've also just like I basically gave up on trying that stuff. Like every once in a while I'll download like the dating apps and just be like, I feel lonely, and just like be like, someone tell me I'm pretty, like just like
good, you satisfied.
Yeah, and it's well in reality, like right now, especially when we're at like this like kind of pivotal like we're at like this peak of this project where like we're about to like crescendo into the music where it's like it's gonna be like this big jump where we're gonna record all this music, it's gonna be like really fast and happen, and then we're gonna produce a record, so it's just like I know it's gonna take a lot of my time and energy, and I'm not gonna have a lot of attention for anyone anyway. Yeah, dude, so that'll be fun. I'm excited. I'm so excited for the album. I'm so excited for Deathless. I'm dying to finish this comic book. Like it's gonna be amazing. I think,
dude, can I just say this episode I think we finally successfully like stayed on topic of what we're supposed
to pretty much
kind of be about.
Yeah,
that's a first, I think.
Yeah.
Not even in the first episode were we able to do that.
No, I hope people listen to this one.
We lose followers.
We lose all the followers. Wait, are they talking about comic books? Get out of here.
But you've gained 4chan, so that's good. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
We have political issues.
We went a little too far today, I think.
Yeah, what are we doing? Let's start over. Start this podcast. Hello. Welcome to episode 41 of We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Stevie Wildcard.
And
today we are going to scrape the bottom of the Doritos bag and get those crumbs out of our issues. That's what I'm thinking about right now.
Steven, what are you going to work on next week?
I'm finishing the book this week. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The pencils will be done by the next time I talk to you. So
we'll be done. If you build it, I will put words on it.
Yes, you will. I need to send you the 2-page. I'll try to format that like the next day, so awesome. That way you can work on that this week.
Cool. Yeah,
that's gonna a lot of narration.
Oh, for sure, dude. Yeah. So send me everything you have already. I'm going to finish everything I can as far as like with the art that you give me. So every piece of art that you possibly give me is going to everything that needs words is going to have them.
Don't have them words.
Don't have them words. This has been like a bit of a rough month. The reason I didn't do so great this week, I did get some stuff done. I'm pretty far in the book as far as the lettering, but Voldemort is skipping a week with taking Atlas. She already takes him only every other week, but she's going on vacation or so. I don't know. But
every other week for like a day and a half, right, or something.
Yep, it's every other week for a day and a half. I know. I should specify that so people don't think she takes them every other week. But yeah, it's every other week for a day and a half. She takes them. She's skipping a week, so I have him just forever, which I love. I love him, but it's also like I just don't have that extra 2 days in the 14 days to do something. So, and that's usually the time when like everyone who watches the podcast knows that I'm like, I go crazy and just do everything in my whole life on those 2 days, basically. And it works. Like I'm happy with it. Like I never feel like I burn myself out in those 2 days. I'm always just like relaxed. I'm just like, I finally have this free time and I can like stretch and get this stuff done. I just don't have that this week or next week. And it's just like, oh my gosh, okay. It's like, it's going to be.
It's already been a week too.
It's already been a week. Yeah. So
it's basically a month before the next time it's going to happen.
Yeah, that's exactly
that's crazy. Like you think, man, you can cut out whatever you want, but like.
Oh, I know. No, it's weird. It's
man,
weird.
like a month.
Like, it's been weird and it feels weird. It's uncomfortable. It's like
at this point, if you just like negotiate full custody terms.
Well, I mean, that's what I have already anyway. It doesn't even matter. Like, there's no. Whatever. Might as well just keep it as it is because it's 2 days.
At least she still sees him sometimes.
And I want him to have his mom. It's just sad. He was dying to have green hair. He was like, I want green hair, Dad. Like, please, can I have green hair? So I bought this wax stuff that just goes in your hair and you can wash it out. So I put it all over his head. It looked, green. It was like Joker hair and he loved it. He was like so happy about it. He's making goofy faces. So I took a picture, sent it to his mom. Like, here's your son. Like, he has green hair. Check him out. Like, not a response. Like, just several days go by. Like, not even like, oh, my baby. Like, oh, look at his hair. Like, whatever. Like, but just nothing, just...
She's just not allowed to co-parent with her current partner or something, or
I don't know. I don't know if she's in a relationship right now. I don't know anything about it. I just know that he's safe when he goes there, as far as I know. Like, as far as it seems. He usually has his brother and sister the day and a half that he's there to like play with and spend time with. But I don't know. Otherwise, it's sad. Like I'm happy that like he's mine and he's my boy and we get to spend every day together, but like it just sucks, like I just feel that, and like every once in a while it hits me where I'm like, why would you do this? He's so amazing, like he's so amazing, he's so funny, he's so clever, he's so smart now. It's like, it's just, he's like, God, I don't know, it's just it's nuts. I can't imagine. Like I text her when he goes with her and I'm like, how is he okay, is everything fine, how's he doing? It's a day, it's a day, and I still get all my stuff done, and I'm texting because I'm like, hey, I just want to know, is he, how is he? And she always seems like annoyed, of course, but it's like, but she never even asks, or just like, I don't know. It's just like for anyone listening to this, or as much as we keep in, like, it wasn't like that. Like nothing was indicative of this aside from her starting to work so much that she just never saw the kids. But I'd never imagined in a million years, like I never imagined that it would be possible to work so much that you sever the tie with your children, like I would think, like for me, I can't define myself by my work over my life, like I can't. It's like making money versus living your life. It seems like a very obvious, like dichotomy. It's like, this is this world, this is this world. This one's clearly important. This one only exists to fuel this one. That's it. This one can change. It's interchangeable. I can throw it away and find a new one if I have to. I don't want to. Like I would prefer comfort in both, but this one's not as important. It can be volatile. I throw it away. This one's everything, But I don't know. That's not, I guess like some people just aren't like that. I don't mean to like, I don't know. I'm not trying. I don't know. This is just my life and I live it. And
and there's just like,
I try not to like be like judgmental. And I think like maybe she's going through something that she hasn't shared with me. I don't know. I truly just can't know. And she won't talk to me about it. It's just ridiculous. And she doesn't seem to want to see her son, and so it makes it difficult. But I have an awesome son and I love him and we have a lot of fun. That's it. That's pretty, and I think we're doing pretty great. We're doing amazing. I still have him full time. Thankfully, I have my parents to watch him whenever I go to work. And otherwise, I get all my stuff done. We do everything we have to do. We spend a lot of quality time together. I still get to do the podcasts. I still get to read comic books. I still get to play music. I do, so I have a good life. It's just that and I know he has a good life too. I know that. It's just I wish he had that little sliver of a, you know.
And I just wonder. I mean, like everyone deals with trauma different too. I mean, like everyone deals with like the relationships they think they should have had different. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I don't really live with a lot of regret. Like I don't really live, even though my childhood was like, you know, tumultuous at best. Like it was like, you know, like my dad was like in and out. I mean, so often, but I actually have like no ill will towards him. Like the moment he calls me, if he wants to hang out, I'm there. Like I don't really have any of that, but I feel like it's a nature versus nurture kind of thing. I think it's just kind of who I am as a person. I don't let things like kind of stick. So I don't know, but I just always wonder like what's going to happen. But I mean, like I said on Twitter earlier, like you're two parents anyway. You're more than enough. You're more than what most kids get with one. So
thanks.
Or with two. Sorry, that's what I mean. But like, like he's gonna be just fine.
Yeah, of course he is. I know he is. Like he's already amazing. It's just you know it's weird, and I don't mean to like define his experience by like what mine was. Like I think he's having a great childhood. Honestly, like I don't think it matters. I'm sure there are a lot of people listening right now who are single parents or people who deal with co-parenting or who have dealt with co-parenting. Like, and it's whatever works, you know. And it's just for me, the experience is like falling in love with someone, building this life with someone, and seeing them as a good parent. And like that's why I chose to have a child with them, you know. And then as that fell apart, it's just like I do have a response to that emotionally where I'm like, I can't believe this happened, you know. Like I never saw this coming. Like
it's one of those things that you can't even break it down scientifically. Like there's no way you can make sense of the situation. There's just variables that just aren't in play that you just don't know about, or like
that's all.
Like I'm a thinker too. I'm obsessively a thinker, and like I don't get me wrong, I've tried to put that scenario into the old blender of thousands of times myself, and that wasn't even my relationship, but just trying my best to like understand like what broke down, how did it happen, like it doesn't make any sense, like these attachments, these emotional moves. She wasn't that person even when I knew her. Like it just doesn't make any sense.
So
anyway, sorry for the long segment about the being that shall not be named, but
all right, Steven, how do we bring this back? I know how to bring this back. We were about to end, but I don't want to end on a super sour note. Steven, what character from any movie would, if that character wrote a country song about their life, what would be the best one?
Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z.
That's pretty good. Now,
just because of who he is as a person, I couldn't imagine Vegeta singing a country song. But his backstory is pretty good. You know, his dad was the king of the Saiyans. Frieza blew up his home world. Like
he has a lot of
he's got a lot of drama, and like who he's become since. Now him and Goku are like, he went from being like Goku's arch rival to his best friend, and like I mean, like everything's grown. I mean, like he's a pretty good character.
He is a good character.
Magneto would be pretty good too.
Yeah, Magneto would be amazing. Like, I'm surprised. Do you think they're ever going to introduce Magneto into the MCU?
Yeah, but I don't even know how at this point, because what's his face? What was the most recent one?
Fassbender?
Yeah, he was so great that I mean, I guess, but Magneto is such a powerhouse of a character that you need him. They could really make Magneto a pretty prominent person.
For sure.
He flipped the freaking the polarity of Earth, and like literally caused a tsunami like everywhere, and just like in the Ultimate Universe, he destroyed like he's so powerful.
Yeah, you need a really powerful actor. I don't know who would do it. I guess it depends on what they're doing with this character, how they would introduce him. Because I mean, they already introduced like Wanda and Pietro.
Ian McKellen was great too. The man, I'm not even gonna. I mean,
he was amazing.
They have really just batted 100 when it's come to Magneto. Like,
for sure. They've done a good job. I think that like as the like graphics, like as the effects progress and stuff, they could do even more. Like this Magneto.
I knew you were gonna bring it up, dude. X2.
The X2 like hovering like this as he's just. I'm like, Magneto could have literally just walked normally as the metal came underneath his feet perfectly. That would have been beautiful if he just walked, but he just like this.
And like, I don't know if it would have made it better, but I feel like if he had his flowing purple cape, it probably would have made that scene a little better.
Maybe, yeah, just something just.
But I think what was worse about it is that Ian McKellen was kind of getting old by X2.
Oh yeah,
and it wasn't even like he was doing like this. He was like this.
Oh yeah,
he was like kind of arching forward. He wasn't very
We spent millions of dollars CGing some eyeballs because he fell asleep midway through that shoot. There was no saving it.
I wonder what world would have been if Walter Matthau was still alive and he played Magneto. I'm gonna lift you up with the metal. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, but anyways, so I'm gonna finish the comic book this week. You're gonna finish whatever I send you.
All of the lettering, whatever you finish me, I'm gonna letter it up, and that's it. I'm gonna all the pages I have access to will have letters and words on them,
and then it's just coloring, and then it's music time.
And then, dude, honestly, we can start sending out digital copies as soon as it's done. We'll just arrange it and send out digital copies. So anyone who got the digital copy can just read the book if they'd like, and they can start coming in and telling us how much they hated it and think that we're the next The Room. They can come back and they can be like, "Oh, you thought that was oh hi Antoine, oh hi Stevie."
You should not print this. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it if you were. I would not print this. I would not.
But thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. If you're only listening on one of the various podcasting apps, we are available on YouTube at youtube.com/wehaveissuespodcast. If you're watching right now, subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. It'll pop up at some point. I don't know how to tell it what to do. I'm not in control of robots yet. We will one day. I'm trying. I'm dating them. You know how this is working. You all see it. But thank you all. We all appreciate you. We're trying our best to get this book out there. We're also trying our best just to make this podcast something that's people will enjoy. So if you have any suggestions or requests, things you want to hear us talk about, feel free to contact us on Twitter. All of our links are below. You can find us on Patreon, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere in the whole world. And we're here for you. And we love you. And we're so thankful for all of you. Thank you all so much.
Have a fantastic week, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm Anthony.
I'm Stevie Wildcard.
This has been episode 41 of We Have Issues.
41!
See you next time. But yeah.
Oh man. Sorry, slight sidestep. I saw a meme, and I'm sure other people have seen it too. It's the Spice Girls, and they're all holding up signs, and it says, Ginger's got if you wanna be my lover, you gotta, and just the last person is Little Nicky, get in the flask. It was so good. It got me because who's posted Little Nicky memes in 2021? That guy or girl posted that, and that is good.